When it comes to our own bodies, we often don't know one end of ourselves from the other. Sure, we might have learned about the heart, lungs, and brain in health class, but there are plenty of other things that occur within our bodies that we aren't aware of. Here are 10 facts about the human body that are so weird they're unbelievable. Number 10, electric. When you're outside and your hair stands on end, you might think you're about to be struck by lightning. In reality, your body is reacting to static electricity. That uncomfortable feeling is caused by a buildup of electrical charge on the skin. It happens when you're rubbed against something that causes electrons to move from one part of your body to another. Areas where the skin comes into contact with another person or an object rub against each other, causing electrons to jump between the two. If enough electrons build up, it can cause a shock. The reason your hair stands on end is because the electric charge repels each other. Your body will naturally try to find a way to ground itself. So if you're outside, your body will attempt to connect with the earth to balance the charge. However, indoors, this isn't always possible. Instead, a person may become the path of least resistance and receive a shock from you. Number 9, radioactive. Not only is the human body electric, it's radioactive as well. In fact, every human being is radioactive. On average, a person has about 250 grams of potassium in their body. A large portion of that potassium is radioactive potassium-40. This makes up about 1.5% of all potassium atoms. While potassium is essential for life, too much potassium can be deadly. This is why doctors sometimes monitor patients' potassium levels when they're on dialysis. But don't worry, unless you have a potassium overdose, the amount of radiation you give off is fairly minimal. Most of the radiation passes harmlessly through your body. Potassium-40 is radioactive, but it's also a rather stable isotope. It's estimated that 1 in a trillion potassium-40 atoms will decay each year. The half-life of potassium-40 is 1.3 billion years, meaning half of it breaks down into argon gas over that time period. Number 8. Explosions. The human body is capable of some pretty disgusting things, like exploding. Exploding actually refers to a rare medical condition called autoerotic asphyxiation. People who suffer from this have a sexual urge to cut off their blood supply. By doing this, they get a rush of adrenaline and cause their heart to race. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it is. While it can feel pleasurable at first, it can also cause permanent damage to vital organs. Eventually, the body will explode, causing death. Number 7. Perpetual motion. The human body is capable of perpetual motion. Well, not exactly. In 1950, a man named John Brinkley attempted to implant goat testicular tissue into a patient suffering from impotence. Why goat, you ask? Because goat testicles were larger than human testicles, and Brinkley believed his patient would benefit from increased testosterone. The surgery was successful in that it did increase the patient's sex drive, but it also caused him to grow goat-like appendages on his scrotum. The patient had no choice but to have them removed. Number 6. Colorless. The human body doesn't produce any colors. Anything that appears to be color is really colorless. The reason we perceive the human body as having color is because of the way our eyes work. Our eyes see objects by bouncing light off of them and then interpreting the wavelengths of light that come back to us. Each wavelength corresponds to a different color. So when light bounces off of something red, our eyes pick up the red wavelengths and interpret it as red. However, nothing is really red. We just interpret it that way. This means that if you were to view the human body under a different type of light, it would appear colorless. Number 5. Identical. Identical twins occur when a single fertilized egg splits into 2 embryos. This is more common than you might think, occurring once in about 250,000 births. However, most identical twins don't look identical. For the first few weeks after birth, identical twins can be distinguished by their unique fingerprints and DNA. After that, however, they begin to look alike. This is because as they grow, they begin to influence each other's development. Studies have shown that identical twins who were separated at birth still share many similarities, such as mannerisms and speech patterns. Number 4. Clones. There are people walking around today who are clones of someone else. This is because during the 1990s, scientists experimented with cloning human cells. One of the most famous clones is Dolly the sheep, who was created in 1996. Since then, scientists have cloned many other animals, including dogs and cats. But what about humans? According to the National Human Genome Research Institute, there are no verified human clones alive today. However, this doesn't mean that human cloning hasn't already happened. Many believe that some of the world's most famous celebrities are actually clones. This is because they seem to lack any real unique features, making them look almost identical to each other. Some say that these celebrities are part of a government conspiracy involving human cloning. Others say it's just a coincidence. But one thing's for sure, if human cloning is happening, it's being done very discreetly. Number 3, ghosts. Did you know that it's possible to see ghosts? No, seriously. There's a medical condition called autosomal dominant nocturnal frontal lobe epilepsy. It causes people to see ghosts. And while it sounds scary, it's actually not harmful. The condition causes people to experience seizures that make them feel as if they're having a spiritual encounter. However, it's important to note that the person experiencing this is not actually seeing a ghost, but rather a hallucination caused by a seizure. Number 2, superpowers. Certain people possess superpowers. Well, not really. There are a select few people who have amazing abilities that seem almost superhuman. For example, there are people who can withstand incredibly high levels of pain without flinching. Others can hold their breath underwater for extended periods of time. Some even have incredible strength and can lift extremely heavy weights. These people are known as superhumans. They may not have superpowers in the traditional sense, but their abilities are truly amazing. No. 1. Immortal. The human body is immortal. When a person dies, their body continues to live on in a way. After a person dies, their body is broken down by bacteria. This creates a nutrient-rich environment that is perfect for growing plants. This means that when a person dies, they become part of the plant's food chain. Their body provides nutrients that allow plants to grow, which in turn provide food for animals. This cycle of life and death continues indefinitely. A person may die, but their body will continue to live on in some form or another. Now you know that the human body is weirder than you thought. Do any of these facts surprise you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing videos.